Guys, Mike here, head trader, True Trading Group. December 19th, another monster trade in the TVIX. You guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about the TVIX, but it's been my focus all month. It continues to be my focus, and I'm ripping this trade apart. I'm red hot when it comes to the TVIX right now, guys. I'm really focusing in on it. I'm honing in on it. I'm developing a game plan. I'm sticking to that game plan, and I'm trading it very, very, very well with the volatility that we've been having the past couple of weeks. You know, it's really been my main focus, and today's another home run trade in it. We traded this Fed rate hike decision in the Fed meeting today. I did it through TVIX. A lot of our members capitalized on the TVIX trade. Chris Toner, our head options trader at TTG, he crushed SPY put option trades. A bunch of our members caught that put option trade as well. Just a really big day for us. And I used some information that I've gathered from the SPY over the last couple of days to really hold on to this position and to execute on this trade. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that, because over my last couple of videos that I've made, there's been a lot of talk about kind of the daily chart and using, you know, previous information that a stock is giving you to develop your game plan for how you go about executing a specific trade. And I was able to use some of that here today. So the main focus coming into the day, guys, was the Fed meeting. Okay, and obviously you guys know now, you know, we tanked. The market completely fell apart, made fresh lows on the year after the rate decision. The rate hike is not what caused this sell-off. Okay, I think we know there's a lot of topics at play now in Fed Chairman Powell's speech that, you know, like unwinding of balance sheets and quantitative tightening and all of these things scared the market very, very much. And, you know, posing real threat to economic growth and kind of being faced with the slowdown and what people expect going into 2019 and 2020. And it really started to spook a lot of people. We got below that February low, and then, you know, sell programs kicked in, stop losses got triggered, and we had this a real panic flush out to the downside, and we capitalized on it big time, and we got real extension on that TVIX trade. Guys, the TVIX moved 9 points. Okay, from 54 up to 63. That is a huge move in the TVIX. There is one interesting thing that I'll point out to you with regards to the price action in the TVIX, because we clearly broke below yesterday's low in the SPY. This is yesterday's low. Okay, obviously you can see we blew right through it. Okay, we sold off right down to and had a huge extension move to the downside. But the TVIX did not break above yesterday's high, and that's a little interesting to me. Okay, that's a little interesting to me. So let's get to this TVIX trade. Here's obviously 2 o'clock, guys, when the rate decision was announced, and then Powell started speaking, and then you got the rollover. Okay, and that's kind of what happened here today. So let's go to the daily chart. We'll take a look at the SPY here. Here was that February low. Okay, here was that February low that everyone was watching. You can see the last couple days, the last 2 days, we were holding that low. Okay, we kind of double bottomed. We double bottomed at Friday's low. So this line on my screen is that Friday low that you saw me draw the line across. The thing that I want to point out to you, and I talked about this in my last video when I faded that gap up yesterday. I traded the TVIX by fading that initial gap up in the morning in the SPY, and I went over the weakness of the support level that I'm seeing in the SPY. If this was such a major support level, okay, we would not have gotten this second day after we tested that level on Monday. Okay, after we tested that level on Monday, if this support level was really strong, like it was the first time we tested it, look when I go back to February, we tested that low and exploded off of it. Okay, that is not what we saw this time around. Okay, let's go back. Here you are. We gapped down, touched it, and look what happened the very next day. We weren't able to hold that gap up that day. Here's the day that we tested that low. If that support level was strong, you would have seen the market get back up into this region, maybe even test, this little resistance area from the day before and get up and tested 260 if there was real strong support up there. But you can see we had the little gap up and then we faded it all the way back down to test that level once again yesterday. That is why after we had the sell-off, okay, after the initial announcement is made and you had the initial drop, and where do we drop? Look where we dropped to. We dropped right into this support level. Okay? Now, I already know, and I already have gathered the information from yesterday that this support level is not a strong one because of what I just talked to you about. This February low was not a strong support level. I talked about it in my video yesterday. So once we got down into that level, I started to look for an entry here on the TVIX. The other thing I want to point out to you guys is that the SPY made what I call a new high, new low trade. New high, new low is when a stock, or in this case, the market, the SPY, makes a new high on the day. And I'm not talking about right off the open, because obviously right off the open, the stock's going to make a high, make a low, because it's just establishing the opening range. I'm talking about throughout the day. The stock makes a new high, and then immediately pulls in and makes a brand new low. That is a very strong sign of weakness, and usually you'll get continuation to the downside. The SPY did exactly that. Here was the high of the day going into the Fed meeting. The rate hike comes out, bang, we break through the high of the day, and then we collapse. Here is the low of the day. There was the low of the day. So we went from a new high, bang, all the way down to a new low. Sign of weakness in the market. Okay, then I notice we just pulled all the way back in down to that support level, and of course now we're getting a bounce off that level. I said to myself, this bounce is not going to last. Why did I feel that way? Because yesterday that support level was showing me it was not strong. That's why the market did not really extend off that level, and we ended up fading the gap up and going back down in the afternoon and testing that low one more time. Again, if this support level was strong, if this level was strong, this would not have happened. Okay? If that support level was strong, we would have got down to that level, tested it, and got off that level quickly, and the market would have been trading, up into this region yesterday, not going back down and testing that low. So I'm saying to myself, this bounce back in the market is not going to last. Okay, this bounce is not going to last. So what did I do? I took my Fibonacci retracement level out. I went from the high down to the low to try to read a retracement on this bounce back. Okay, on this bounce back, I start to notice that VWAP, this orange line on my screen, okay, lined up with the 50 Fibonacci retracement level. Right here is where I entered that TVIX trade. Okay, right there is where I entered that TVIX trade. I'll take you to my trade announcements. Okay, and here, guys, you can see Chris Toner's put options trades. I mean, you can look $1.65 to $2.65 a contract, $1 to $1.50. Okay, 95 cents to $1.45, $1 to $1.50. I mean, just huge trades on those put options. Big day for Chris, and using the same trade idea and the same concept, but just I'm using the TVIX as the security in the vehicle that I'm trading, and he's using options. Just two different ways you can take advantage of the same trade idea. So you can see here at 229, I entered the TVIX long at 54.98. Stop loss at the SPY got above that 257 area. And then you can see this bounce did not hold. We rolled it over straight down to the low. Okay, messed around here for a couple minutes, and then you had the complete collapse. I had a strong feeling and a strong indication that we were just going to break it and roll because, again, I already know this support level is not a strong one. So just like that, me knowing that is why I said this bounce is not going to last, and I entered a TVIX trade up here. When we had this crack and we rolled over and you had this moment of consolidation, I'm saying there's no way this support level is going to hold. The support level showed me yesterday that it's weak. Now today, We have a real fundamental catalyst that's taking the market lower. We've got double or triple the average volume, quadruple the volume that the SPY usually trades, is coming in, selling the market down to that support level. There's no way that level's going to hold. So I held on to that TVIX position. We broke below. Okay, we broke below this double bottom. We broke below that February low. Back to the daily chart. Here's that February low right there. We broke below that, and the floodgates just opened up, and you got the big flush in the SPY, and that took the TVIX flying. This is a 9-point move in the TVIX, and you can see, guys, my final take profit was right there. Okay, here is my entry, and there's my profit on the TVIX. Okay, back to my trade announcements. Here you guys can see at almost 3 o'clock, final take profit TVIX 59.85. Left a little bit more on the table. I got a little bit more of an extension, and then we kind of flattened out and just kind of bounced around until the close. Now we're just kind of trading sideways here after the close. Okay, so another home run trade on this TVIX, and it all goes back to, you know, taking in as much information as, in this case, the SPY gives you, or whatever, or a stock gives you, and not just looking at what's going on today. You have to look at what went on yesterday, what went on the day before. You got to look at some longer time frames to get a bigger picture and a better understanding of what is going on when stocks reach certain levels. And that analysis of that support level in February, of it not being a strong level, helped me execute on this trade today, and it led to another monster home run trade in the TVIX. I love the volatility. I'm really interested to see what happens here tomorrow after the big kind of heavy volume sell-off that we had today. So I hope to see you guys in chat, and we'll navigate this chaos together. Take care.